Go.
This is part 2 of 6.6. You had sentence problems before, and now towards the end of it, they'll do some more word problems. All the word problems have to be done by proportions. It's just not practical to translate them into sentences, so that's why using them as proportions is usually preferable. So if you'll remember previously in 6.5, we talked about to do a percent word problem. If you see a percent anywhere in the word problem, you're going to set a proportion up like this. The part or the piece that you have over all of it, or the whole, and that would be equal to the percent over 100. So this is our basic proportion, so every time we've got to find those three things in the word problem. So let's start with this first word problem. Sam made $40.50 in tips from a customer. If their bill was $225, I want to know what percent was it that Sam made. So I need to identify those three things. So first of all, the easiest thing to find is the percent. Well, I don't know it. Okay, so I know that I'm going to have my percent is going to go over 100 because I don't know it. Now, between the other two things that are up there, I know he made $40.50 in tips, and I know that their bill was $225. So I have to decide, is the tips the part, or is the tip the whole thing? Well, obviously, the tip is just a part of their bill, okay? So since the tip is a part of their bill, the tips are going to go on top, 40.50, over the whole bill, which was $225. So that will give me the proportion that I need to now do this problem. So when I cross multiply, I'm going to have 225p is equal to 40.50. Divide by 225. And I would get 18. And we were looking for percent, remember? So my answer would be 18%. Okay? In our second example here, 33 packages in my mailroom are extra large. If that is 15% of my mail, I want to know how much of my mail do I have. So, once again, I have to identify my parts. Well, the percent is the easiest one because it's right there. It's got the percent sign, okay? So, I know that I'm going to have 15 over 100. For the other side, now, I've got 33 packages that are extra large. And then I have my mail that I don't know. So, what I have are my extra large packages the piece, or are my extra large packages the whole? Well, obviously, your extra large packages would only be a piece of all of your mail. So 33 would be my part, and how much mail I have would be my whole. Okay? So when you cross multiply then, you have 3,300 is equal to 15m. Divide by 15, and you get 220. So 220 is how much mail I have, 220 packages. Okay? And my third example, 45% of the runners in my wherever I'm at are over 40 in my neighborhood. Okay, so if there are 520 people in my neighborhood, I want to know how many are not over 40. Okay, so this one's got a little trick to it. Okay, so let's see if I can identify my things. My percent, oh, well, I can identify my percent. It's right there with a big fat percent sign. Then I've got people that are over 40, and I have people in my neighborhood. Okay. So 45 is my percent. Are the people over 40 the part, or are they all of them? Well, obviously the people over 40 would be a part of all the people running, So here's my part, here's my all. So you have 40 over 520. When you cross multiply, oh wait, you only have 40? I don't know how many people are over 40. I'm sorry. How many people are over 40? Okay, so when I cross multiply, I'm going to have 100p is equal to 45 times 520. That would be 23400. You divide by 100, and you get people over 40 are 234. So you have 234 people are over 40, but be careful. What did the question ask you? The question didn't ask you how many people were over 40. The question, if you looked at it, said how many people are not over 40. Okay? So we have found how many people are over 40, so how would we find how many people are not over 40? Well, we would take how many people were in your neighborhood, 520, and subtract out 234, because those are the people that are over 40. And that would give me 257. And so 257 is the correct answer to this equation. Okay? You don't have very many of these in your work to do, but be careful. We set up it, we worked it out, and we got an answer, but we got the answer for how many are 40, and the question asked how many are not over 40. So be careful with that one. And then our last example, this is one y'all ask me about all the time in class, okay? And not every test that we have has exactly 100 problems. So let's say in this test, I got 51 out of 60 problems right, and so I want to know what my grade is. Your grade is no more than 1%. Okay, so in this particular question, I don't know the percent, but I know that I got 51 right and that there were 60 problems on the test. Well, how many I got right is obviously the part. How many questions were on the test is obviously the whole. So I'm going to put 51 over 60, and then I'm trying to find what my grade was out of 100. So you have 51 over 60 is equal to P over 100. That would give you 5100 is equal to 60P when you cross multiply. You divide by 60. And you get an 85. And that was your percent, because your grade is usually your percent. Good luck.